Taurus, hello and welcome to your February 5-card tarot card overall energy reading for February 1st through the 15th of 2021. I'm just using some sage here to clean our energy for our cards here in our space. It's always good to have nice clean energy. And there we go. All right. So, welcome, Taurus, to your 5-card tarot card overall energy reading for this time frame. It is a general reading and for the larger collective of Tauruses, and it's intended for informational purposes. So the information may not resonate with all Tauruses, and it's totally okay. Take what fits and let the rest go. To save time, I already shuffled the cards and requested the universal guidance. And the cards that were selected during the shuffle were ejected on their own, and they're listed right here. If you would like more information specific about the 5-card tarot card reading, please look at the description listed below. It will explain in depth. The 5 cards here represent one, your past influences. This is energy within the last few months. Typically could be 30, 60, even up to 6 months. It's the overall energy for the collective of Tauruses. In some cases, the energy may have resolved. In other cases, it still could be lingering. The second card here involves the overall energy during the present time frame. The third card here, it represents the overall energy for future things on the cusp during this time frame. The fourth card here represents the challenges. Keep in mind, challenges aren't necessarily negative. They can be provided as information, and often they're presented as choices that you can make with your own free will. And the fifth card here represents the overall outcomes energy for this time frame. So, with this, we will have our first card in our past influences. We have here Taurus, it is the 4 of Swords, except we do have it in reverse. So, angel and spirit guides, please help us understand for our Tauruses during this time frame why the 4 of Swords is in reverse in their past influences, please. Okay, well, I'm picking up from the majority, the collective of Tauruses, that in the past, I'm going to say at least 60 to 6 months, there was a lot of energy for Tauruses that having to work with stressful and demanding undertakings. And I'm picking up primarily relationship issues for that, to the point that for many Tauruses, you're on the exhaustion and running on low reserves, in some sense just feeling on empty. Yeah, it was almost everything that you were doing was pretty much rendering sort of an ineffective approach or ineffective outcomes. With the 4 Swords in your past influences for the collective of Tauruses, some of you, were retreating to an external world, or retreated within. And this sort of escapism or silent retreat, in some cases could have been for the better, but in some cases could have been for the not so good. You could have lost your energy in drugs or alcohol or some other sort of situation that sort of just allowed you not have to deal with what your current situation was. I'm picking up for many Tauruses the overall energy. Again, there was a restlessness and wanting everything at once, or wanting everything to work at once. Although, and yet you were sort of a balancing act between wanting and needing your body to and mind to rest and relax. But in many cases, there's just an overall feeling of either being sick or feeling stressed for most of this past months. So it was a stressful time. I'm picking up for many Tauruses in many ways. The 4 Swords in the past influences here represents stagnation for many Tauruses, and also a sense of frustration. in some cases, a relationship that you were involved in perhaps became spiritually or even emotionally empty. And you in some cases, some Tauruses perhaps were able to take a break and come back to it when the energy was better. However, when the card is in reverse, um, it really demonstrates that there was a lot of lack of progress and or change in your life, Taurus. And it part of this lack of change, it was really due to a passive approach that many Tauruses were taking. Um, there may have been situations that were frustrating, that you were just unhappy with, but you chose to wait it out, and hope that it would eventually change. And you know, it didn't change, and that's the ramifications of sitting back and sort of doing nothing. It was a lot of turmoil I'm picking up. In your current energy, we have the Two of Swords. However, we also have the Two of Swords in reverse here. So, Angel and Spirit guys, please help us understand why the Two of Swords is in reverse for our Tauruses during this current time frame, please. Well, again, the overall energy I'm picking up for our Tauruses during this time frame is that you're facing a difficult time still. The Two of Swords here in reverse, suggests that there is a difficult decision that's being made, or is on the verge of being made, and it's a decision that you, Taurus, have to determine which one you want to take. I'm feeling that for some Tauruses, you may be feeling that you're between a rock and a hard place. And perhaps you're not sure which decision is the right decision, because either decision that you're facing could be negative consequences, and they may not have the best options. So, similar to the past influences here, I think the energy I'm picking up for some Taurus is that you're just feeling stuck again, and you're unable to move forward, which again is just making your situation worse. Some Tauruses may feel they're lacking information to make a sound decision, and in that case, if you are, you have to really look at this Taurus as are you looking at alternative solutions, or the other ways that you can resolve sort of your dilemma, and if you're feeling overwhelmed, then you sort of have to take a pause and sort of sift through the information and seek help, or seek relevant help to help you with this situation and what's best for you. The reverse, Two of Swords here, Taurus, is inviting you right now to listen to your intuition about this difficult situation that you're in. And again, Taurus, is if you're feeling cut off from your external world, this means you may have to cut yourself off, so that you can hear your inner voice and allow your wisdom to come through. What the universe is encouraging you Taurus, is to trust what you know to be true and right for you. This is about making decisions based on your own internal compass. The Two of Swords in reverse represents a stalemate. So if you reach an impasse with a friend or loved one or a colleague or a supplier or business or romance, the trouble is that all parties involved are refusing to see the situation from the other's perspective, and you're just butting heads. So this is a situation that isn't going to get better right now. The trouble is that all parties are refusing to see the situation from the other's point of view. With the reverse Two of Swords here, it also suggests that if you're feeling stuck, Tauruses, you're trying to play the peacemaker role, perhaps, and this is just adding to confusion. So the bottom line here is, you have to trust your intuition, and you need to make a decision. You need to break the stalemate, and you need to do what's right for you, and you need to move on. And that's really what the present energy is here, that I'm picking up here. Okay. In our future energies, we have the Eight of Swords here. So, Angel and Spirit Guides, please help us understand for our Tauruses the future energy, why the Eight of Swords is in their future energies at this time frame, please. Well, there's a similar pattern here with the other two cards here, Taurus. This is basically the energy I'm picking up from many Tauruses is that you're feeling trapped and restricted in your circumstances. Taurus, many of you are believing that your options are limited with no clear sort of path. And this could be an unfulfilling job, an abusive relationship, significant debt, a situation that's way out of alignment with your inner being. And the overall energy is that you're feeling trapped, and perhaps again that feeling a rock in a hard place, and that you feel there's no resolution. However, keep in mind that when you look at this card here, Taurus, again, if you're feeling it says self-imprisoned, because if you look at the swords here, it looks like a jail. However, notice how wide they are, and notice this big gap right here. This symbolizes sort of a self-imprisonment, a self-restriction, and the universe basically is asking you to look at this, because for Tauruses, you may be sort of self-imprisoning yourself and putting on these self-restrictions on your own, and that you are sort of self-imposed, putting these bindings on to hold yourself back. Taurus, when the Eight of Swords appears right here, it comes as a warning that your thoughts and beliefs are no longer serving you. So, you may be overthinking things. You might be creating negative patterns, or you're limiting yourself by considering only the worst case scenarios. Keep in mind that the more you think about the situation and the more you're stuck without any options, the more it's going to get worse. This is a time to get this out of your head and let go of those thoughts and those beliefs holding you back, and change your thoughts. You change your reality. Remember, if you have not looked at the laws of attraction, negativity attracts negativity, and this is a time to really look at positivity, and remember, positivity attracts positivity. The universe is encouraging you here, Taurus, that these are again self-imposed bindings, that you need to find a way to replace negative thoughts with positive ones, and once you do that, you'll start creating a more favorable situation for yourself. The Eight of Swords here assures you that there is a way out of your current predicament, and you just need a new perspective. So it's up to you. There are resources available, and you just have to look for them, and it's up to you to use those resources in a way that serves you. If others are offering you help, there may be an alternative solution that you haven't fully explored. This is about being open to finding an answer rather than getting stuck on the problem here, Taurus. Keep in mind that the Eight of Swords is associated with a victim mentality. So if you have surrendered that you're powerless, and there's nothing that you can do, and you're just trapped and limited, then that's the predicament you're going to be in, because if that's what you think, that's what's going to happen. The Eight of Swords here, Taurus, indicates that if you're confused about whether you should stay or go in a situation, particularly if it's a challenging situation, and if you feel it's not as clear-cut as you would like, then making this decision, yes, can be difficult. However, if you are one that has one foot out the door and one foot in the door, hoping things will work out, the problem is, you're in that stagnant state again, and all it's going to do is lead to more and more and more negative consequences. And I think that's sort of reflective here in the past influences that we just talked about. So again, this card here is asking you, Taurus, to get this out of your head and think different thoughts, and change your situation by thinking positively, and thinking and using your intuition, and listen to your inner guidance. Your thoughts right now, these negativity thoughts, are not serving you right now, but your intuition is. And this is a message here from the universe to trust your intuition, and have faith, because if you change that thought process, change will come. In your challenges, we have the Prince, or Page of Wands, and other tarot cards, it's called a Page. Angel and Spirit Guides, please help us understand why the Page of Wands, or Prince of Wands, is in Taurus's challenging energies during this time frame, please. Well, the page or Prince of Wands here in your challenges is indicating that you might be experiencing some sort of restlessness or creative restlessness. If you're feeling stuck and sort of, again, stagnant, and you decided where you're going to go, you know, you're needing some sort of creative spark or some sort of kick in the butt, if you will, to get you going and to finding a strategy. So this is about sort of this page here, as we know with all pages, they're basically messages, and this is a message to you that starts out in some ways as a new beginning. It's basically giving you an opportunity to as a challenge to start out a new journey or a new project, and just see where it takes you. Keep in mind, with the pages and the princes, you do not have to have a solid plan necessarily in place. It's about being excited about new possibilities and changing your reference. If you have a gift of dreaming up new ideas and a new place, and that you want to sort of lift out of the burdens of everyday life, this is a card that's giving you that energy to do such. The Page of Wands here can also, for many Tauruses, appear when there's a spiritual path or journey is calling you right now, and this is encouraging you to use your curious mind and be intrigued where this call might lead. If you're very much a novice when it comes to some sort of spiritual endeavor, and it doesn't necessarily mean spiritual is anything that you want to call spiritual, it's encouraging you to be open to the experience. And by doing so, you're going to discover new levels of consciousness and new experiences, and you're going to benefit from this. This is also encouraging you to seek a wise mentor or someone that you trust who's walked down the path before, someone who can assist you in guiding you in making such decisions. And you do well. And finally, in our outcomes, we have the Nine of Wands here. Angel and Spirit Guides, please help us understand why the Nine of Wands is here in our outcomes for Tauruses during this time frame. Well, Taurus, the Nine of Wands here is typically a sign that even in the face of adversity, you're going to stand tall and strong. This is a sign here that even if you're on the edge of exhaustion, Taurus, you are resilient, you're going to be persistent, and you will do whatever it needs to take you to get to your goal or your finish line. So, even if you're feeling battered and bruised right now, and you feel that you've endured significant challenges and struggles along your path, which ties into here, even if you suffer more setbacks, the Nine of Wands here is going to ask you to trust that this is merely a test of your grit and your resilience. And it's going to, again, like it said here in your challenge, is trust your intuition, because you're going to overcome these difficulties that you encounter, even if it seems impossible at this time. The universe is encouraging you, Taurus, to see the 9 as an assurance that you will eventually get prosper and you will maintain your position. And even if you don't succeed at first, it's encouraging you to try again. The energy I'm picking up here is the Nine of Wands is encouraging Tauruses to keep pushing. It's encouraging that you're close to a finish line or close to a goal, even if you've had lots of setbacks. And it's encouraging you not to give up. This is a final challenge for many Tauruses, and if you can get through and push towards and focus on reaching this goal, and hang on to what your hopes and dreams are, because you're close to making them a reality. You just have to stand firm in the face of your challenges, and you will achieve the goals. If you find that others are opposed to your plans or making it difficult for you, perhaps some may even attack you for putting them out of the world. They do it because they're jealous and their own fear, and they're projecting their own insecurities. Don't let them get to you. You are the change maker here, Taurus, and you have the final a message to change your world. So this is about, not dimming your light because of others' insecurities. Um, Keep in mind that there's also, I'm picking up that, there are people who support you. So, the Nine of Wands here invites you to find your cheerleaders and your personal bodyguards, the people who will protect you from the ongoing challenges and cheer you to your finish line. Even if others oppose you, there are more people who are wanting to support you than you realize, and let them support you. Um, the advice of the Nine of Wands here, Taurus, is establish boundaries and fiercely protect them right now. This is critically important. If you've allowed others to stand in your way or deplete your energy, it's likely that you have not asserted yourself effectively. And again, you may have asserted yourself in your past influences here, these challenges, but the key word is you haven't done it effectively. And that's a learning lesson here. So be aware too that many barriers will prevent others from getting close to you or even helping you. So you have to sort of find a balance between a conscious awareness and how you proactively are using your boundaries, and then also protecting your energy. So it's trust your intuition, and help and change is on the way here, Taurus. This is almost a final battle, and you will get through this challenging time that many Tauruses have been in. So there we have it. Taurus, thank you so much. I wish you the best of luck, and if you will, thank you for watching this video. I would appreciate it for the YouTube algorithms if you would click subscribe to my channel. If you already have, thank you so very much. And also please consider clicking like the video, clicking on the subscribe to notifications. If you have a comment, if any part of this resonated with you, please leave a comment below. Great to hear from you. If it didn't resonate with you at all, or parts of it didn't resonate, it's totally okay. Keep in mind that it's an overall general reading and not a specific reading. Just let it go and leave it for somebody else. So with that, Taurus, I wish you the best of luck, and we will see you at the end of February, and have a wonderful, happy Valentine's Day in February in the next week or so. Take care. Enjoy.